China says that it will retaliate if countries make trade deals with the U.S. that hurt China's interests. What does this mean for businesses and economies caught in the middle of this U.S.-China trade rivalry?
Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure.
From the Chinese perspective, this is a matter of sovereign dignity and strategic influence. China's official stance, as stated by the Ministry of Commerce in June 2025, they said that if any country reaches an exclusive trade agreement with the US that harms China's core economic interests, we will respond firmly and proportionately. So this statement signals a deterrence posture rooted in the art of war, Sun Tzu's concept of control others, never be controlled by the others. After the UK and US mini trade deal back in April or May, China increased customs scrutiny on UK automotive export, so delaying 3 to 5 weeks delays at port clearance in Shenzhen and Qingdao. And so did this also create a loss of business impact to the rest of the world? The multilateral companies like the UK, the US, and even the Western countries now face the reality that political alignment equal economic exposure, and firms must factor in custom retaliation, target licensing delays, and even public procurement bans, especially in semiconductors, defense, and data-related fields like AI, big data.
So in light of what you're saying, Mr. Lee, how might China's threatened countermeasures affect global supply chains? Could it make it harder or more expensive for companies to move goods around the world?
Yes, absolutely. China has a big card on his hand and remaining at the upper position during this negotiation, and that is the rare earth export controls introduced in April 2025 have already demonstrated how powerful selective restrictions can be as a geopolitical tool. And between April and June 2025, rare earth exports dropped by 75%, and which have been using in electric motors, missile system, and even wind turbines. And 60% of UK, US, and EU requests for rare earth export permits remained pending as of late June. So we can see that China has lots of ways to do some countermeasure, to do some counterbalance, and the rare earth export control is the one, and then the ongoing situation in Iran is the second one, and even the Ukrainian war is the third one. So China has multiple ways to make deals with the Western world, especially USA.
China calls US tariffs bullying. How do these kinds of one-on-one trade pressures affect the larger global trade rules that all countries are supposed to follow?
Basically, China accused the US of weaponizing tariffs and unilateral sanctions, calling it economic coercion under the guise of national security. However, from my own personal perspective, the Chinese and the American counterpart are ready to have a peace talk, to make some good deals, in order to have a win-win collaboration with each other. However, as I have mentioned multiple times before, China has zero imagination with the Western world. So that's why China will see this tariff or trade deal as a strategic delaying more than a real peace deal with the United States. Because China would prefer a mini deals with other countries, like in Central Asia and in the Gulf countries.